Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Ronline Report. You know this man in front of you. He is two-time Olympia runner-up, Derek Lunsford, joining us all the way from that Q Life in Florida. How are you, Derek?
I'm doing well. I just got done with my morning cardio, got a meal and a shower, and I'm here. So
Yeah. So,
it's been a little bit since I talked to you.
Yeah, it's 2 months, 2 months. I try to keep up on a regular basis, but
Yeah.
the world is ground to a halt. So how is your life any different now than it was 2 months ago?
Well, obviously everybody's affected by this quarantine deal. I mean, to say I have it any better or any worse than anybody is that's we're all going through this together. It's not easy trying to keep up with training, even though I've been posting some training that I've been still getting in, considering I have a good friend who was allowing me to train in his garage. Obviously people aren't really allowed to be out besides whether you go in the pharmacy, get food, or honestly, they say here in Florida, if you want to be physically fit and do whatever, you can go and exercise, you can go to the pharmacy, you can go get food. Other than that, you have to be inside. And luckily, I purchased a cardio equipment here, so I can do my cardio here, and then my buddy is letting me train in his garage. So yeah,
Okay. Well,
things aren't too bad, I guess. Could be
tell me about
worse.
the garage setup, because now porn used to be a big thing now, but it's like workout. Everyone's looking at everyone else's home gym
I
setups.
know, right?
That's the bodybuilder porn right now. So what do you got available over there?
It's old school, man. I mean, we got a really nice leg press machine that allows you to do hack squats, and I've even done like shoulder presses on this thing, pushing it up. I mean, it's a really nice piece of equipment that does a lot of different things. We have the cables to do, to cable crossovers or whatever, anything cable we have. We have a lat pull down that is also a seated row. We have a power rack that we can do any type of barbell free weights, and we have dumbbells that go up to like 70 right now, and then we just got some more that's like 100, 120, 150. So
Wow.
It's a lot of old school, free weight stuff, but man, it's been good for me, man.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you look, I don't know how recent all these pictures are. Some of them are throwbacks, but some of them look like they're very, very current that you've been posting. You look like you've been putting on some really good size over the past couple months.
yeah, if you're referring to the ones that are in the garage, that is the gym setup that I've been training at. So yeah, that was last week. I was
Okay.
right around 250, or just yeah, right around 250.
Oh
So
boy.
yeah,
Damn,
I'm
dude. I
trying.
mean,
Honest to God, I swear to you, I'm really not trying to grow. I'm just trying
yeah.
to chip away and improve and refine my physique and keep my weight down. And that's probably the hardest thing I've had to deal with the last couple years is keeping my weight under 250. So
Right. I mean, are you still worried? You're not worried about your weight creeping over that, are you? Because you can drop it when you need to.
yeah, I mean that's the whole reason that I actually went to the Philippines the last couple years. Obviously, my fiance is from the Philippines. I went to see her family, but people look at me maybe going to the Philippines or taking some time away from my normal lifestyle of going to the gym every day, and they might think, oh, it's he just wants to live it up and he doesn't want to, well, some people, I haven't actually heard this at all, but I'm sure there's people out there that think, me going to the Philippines or, taking some time away from the gym is not what I should be doing. However, it has worked out very well for me, and I've talked to my coach about it. And that time away is actually more beneficial to me and calculated rather than had I just kept pushing during that time period. So what it does for me is gives me a definitely a physical break, but also a little bit of a mental break, and it makes me very hungry mentally to come back and train even harder when I get back. Because believe me, when I'm in the Philippines or I'm not in the gym every single day, you know what it's like not being in the gym. Obviously, everybody watching this right
Yeah.
now pretty much knows they're chomping at the bit to get back into the gym, and so that's what it does for me. So I wanted to back it up a little bit and kind of explain why my off season goes the way it does.
Yeah.
And the fact that if I did pull the trigger and really was busting it for that time period that I did choose to go away, then I probably would be 275 in my off
Wow.
season.
I
I
mean,
mean, I have no question. If I actually tried to be 275, I'd probably be 280. I'm not even kidding.
wow. That'd
So
be,
I'm trying to keep it under as close to 245 as I can in my off season.
so is that mainly because, everyone says this kid's he should be in the open, he should be in the open. Are you worried that you're going to outgrow 212 to the point where it'd be too hard for you to get to 212, where you flatten out and lose a lot of pop and fullness?
Um, no, and you know why?
No.
Well, I can tell you this. Look,
Yeah.
anybody can do what they want to do with their physique. I am a firm believer in that. I mean, I'm not saying everybody can win the Olympia, but anybody that says that, oh, I grew out of this class, well, it was your choice to grow out of the class. I mean, if you want to stay in the class, you can stay in the class. I've made that pretty aware the last couple of years. Like I said, if I really was trying to put on more muscle tissue, I would not be a 212er. Remember just a few years ago, I was a welterweight. I wasn't even a
Yes.
full I wasn't a full 165. I was 150 something. And I chose, I want to go up in the weight class. And I went up in the weight class, up in the weight
Yeah.
class. So you can do what you want with your physique. If you choose to stay down at the 212 or as a classic physique guy, I mean, we're just talking professional level here.
Yeah.
You can. If I choose to go open one day, I can do it. Um, that's my belief.
So you train very hard. I've seen you train. How do you train without putting on muscular body weight? That's a conundrum to me. Explain.
I'm confused myself. No, I'm kidding. I think actually, it was a blessing in disguise a few years ago, 2017, at the beginning of the year, before I ever turned pro or anything like that. I had a hernia surgery, and so I took like a few weeks away. Actually, I took like 5 days away, and I went back, and then I realized, okay, I really need
Typical
to take.
meathead. Go ahead.
I do need to take 2 or 3 weeks, or maybe 4, away from the gym. And when I did that, I realized, my God, I actually didn't miss anything much, really. If like I might have missed a couple weeks, it might have took me back. Yeah, it might have been like an extra 5 pounds I could have gained in that time period or so. But I realized like I could still make significant progress even though I took a little time away from the gym, um, which might be nice to hear some of the people out there right now who's missing time from the
Everybody
gym.
listening to this needs to hear that because
I actually didn't even think about
yeah,
that.
99% of people are going to watch this have
Yeah,
just a little bit of weights at home, maybe some freaking rubber bands, and
yeah,
they're dying. They're dying and they're freaking out. Oh my God, I'm shrinking. I'm
yeah.
shrinking. Ah, they're
Nah,
freaking out.
don't worry. I mean, look, I'm not saying take 2 weeks off every other month,
No.
but this is your first time taking some time away from the gym and you're just doing some body weight exercises and some band work or whatever, some lightweight stuff. I mean, you're not missing a whole heck of a lot, to be honest. There might be some gains that you are losing right now, and you should be itching to get back into the gym, but I don't think you should fear that, oh, my year is gone, it's done. I think if you're already on track to do a show this year, I still think you should get right back on it and be competing this year. Not to mention how many people probably are thinking, oh, everybody that's going to compete against me is not going to be there, so let's do it. I mean, so this might be a big year actually for bodybuilding once it's said and done.
See, we don't know what's going to happen. It's all up in the air. But I think NPC and IPB they're going to make an announcement. I think they said May 10th they're going to make some big announcement as to where things are going. Shows have been postponed. Some shows have been canceled. But the thing is, say on May 10th they say, okay, we're back in business. The show that was going to be May 20th, it's going to happen on May 20th. And meanwhile, everybody that was getting ready for it, a lot of them had no gym. Obviously anybody can still keep eating right, and you can do cardio anywhere. You don't need any special equipment to do cardio and get lean. But
Right.
the guys and girls who had access to real gyms or a facsimile they're going to have a huge upper hand, I think.
Yeah, you can't deny that. I mean, the guys who are still training hard or able to train hard and stick to their meal plan and whatnot, they're gonna have an advantage. So I do feel good about the fact that I'm able to train. Um, but I think people that aren't able to have that, right now, I don't think that they should fear it. I think that they should still keep going and still keep working hard. Maybe if they decided they were gonna do, or thought they were gonna do a show maybe early May, well, it got pushed back, so that's okay. Maybe give yourself 1 or 2 more months and you'll bounce right back. You'll be just fine as long as you don't go too crazy with the quarantine food, which I did the first day before I got on my diet.
Would you What'd you eat? Now we're back to food.
You
Now we're to food porn. What'd you eat?
All right, let me tell you something. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, me and my fiance, we caught wind of um, this whole thing happening, this whole shutdown, lockdown, quarantine, and I thought, oh my God, this is not good. I got to go to the store and I got to get some stuff. So I went there, and at the time, I was still not. I was still sticking to my plan, my meal plan, but I was able to eat. Like, if I want to have a Snickers one day, I'd have a Snickers,
Sure.
or two.
Show's not till
or three.
September.
No. um, but believe it or not, when we go there, we're like, all right, what's our favorite foods that we like? And we don't get that. We're like, absolutely not. We don't get the stuff that we 100% like, oh, that's delicious. That's my favorite thing. We'll get the stuff that's like, if it's available, we'll probably munch on it, but whatever. But when that happens, see, this is why I don't buy anything that's not on my meal plan, because if it's in my apartment, I eat it.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what happened. We went to Sam's Club and we're like, hey, we got to stock up on some stuff, because even if it's a little bit of junk food here and there, like as long as I'm still getting some sort of food in, I won't be losing anything to say.
Yeah.
And that was gone in about 3 days.
What'd you
So
get?
we
Like
just did it.
animal crackers? What'd you get?
Oh, sorry. We guess, I mean, fairly healthy, like granola bars and stuff like that. But I did splurge and I got some of these. They're like the Cheez-It chips,
Yeah.
like the crispers. Holy cow, bro! Those are delicious.
Okay.
But
So you
but there's
could
no more, and I can't be eating that crap anymore.
you could have done much worse than that if you really had wanted to.
Yeah, we
So
don't we don't go too crazy.
that's cool because I know your fiance. She's a graduate student and she was in Indiana, but
Yeah,
schools are all shut. Nobody's in school right now. At least it's all online.
yeah.
So she's there in Florida now with you.
I'm telling you what, man. Like, so you know that we have, since I moved here to Florida, she's been in Indiana the whole time going to school.
Yeah.
And that's been 2 years now. Well, with the quarantine, she came down during spring break, and then that's when the quarantine happened. So she stayed here.
Huh.
Um, Instead of the school taking time off, they continued to have it online,
Right.
which this is probably one of her hardest semesters that she'll ever have. It's
Hmm.
the end of her second year, so fourth semester or something. End of her second year of her doctorate program,
Is this
and
physical therapy too?
physical therapy.
Oh, that's a tough program.
Yes, and it gets tougher every year because they want to, make it more prestigious and
Right.
whatnot. But I'm telling you what, watching this girl, even from afar, has motivated me to um, be better, and especially seeing her here, and she is as disciplined as I am when it comes to, hey, I have to study, I have to study. It's just like me saying, hey, I got to go to the gym, or I got to do my cardio, I got to get my meal in. It's like, hey, when I have to do this, you better be on board with me. So it's pretty cool that we can work together whenever I need her maybe to help me out. She does, and whenever she needs me to help her out, I do. So it's nice to have someone in your home that
Yeah.
you're watching daily be as dedicated to what they're doing as what you are. So it kind of makes me up my game a little bit.
Well, I mean, dude, it's got to be awesome to have her there instead of 5 states away, right?
You have no
Yeah.
idea, man. It
Yeah.
was getting to me last year, but a little bit, but and the year before. But it's really nice having her here now for sure.
All right. Now the Olympia, you're in a good spot because you're already qualified.
Mhm.
I'm sure there's a lot of open and 212 and all kinds of pros right now freaking out because they want to compete in the Olympia and they're not qualified. And they're like, crap, are there going to be any friggin' shows before the Olympia? We don't even know. Um, do you have any comforting words to the pros out there who are really stressed out about how
Well,
they're going to get to the Olympia?
yeah, two things. One, I have full faith first of all in our government
Hmm.
right now, that they're going to do the right thing and we'll be right back at work better than ever. I would say it's going to take some time, obviously, to build back up what we had. You don't just do that overnight, but I do believe we're going to get back at it pretty soon. I can't imagine going much longer the way we're going. Uh, so with that said, I also believe in our IFBB Pro League and NPC. I believe that the people that are governing our industry will also do the right thing, which you already know that they've extended the Olympia qualifications to the end of August.
Yeah.
So that's going to give more time for more shows. I have no doubt that this year is going to run smoothly in the third and fourth quarter. And number two, as far as your question, is the way I see it is this. If you're a champion, if you're a real professional, you're going to be ready for your show. You're going to prepare for it, whether it's going to happen or not. So worst comes to worst, and nothing happens all year long. If we're in a quarantine all year long,
Oh my God.
you know what? I think that's not going to happen. I don't believe that's going to happen with it.
No.
But if it did, I think that we should all still be training for that show. And whatever show it is, for me, it's the Olympia. And for others, it might be maybe an NPC show or a national show or whatever. But I do believe we all need to continue to be training and doing what we need to do to be our best for that date.
Yeah, I don't want to make bodybuilding, the challenges of bodybuilders seem that significant in the grand scheme of things where people are out of jobs and all that, but it's so much time and effort, dedication goes into contest prep. I can't imagine prepping for a show that I'm not sure is going to happen or not. And I can't imagine being in prep and not knowing how much longer do I have to be in prep? Is it going to be another 6 weeks, another 12 weeks, another 15 weeks? Oh, I would lose my mind.
I can only imagine that how people would feel about that, but that's never really crossed my mind. Like I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm crazy or something, but when I say I'm going to do something, I put my all into it and I do it. So if there's people that want to make it to the Olympia and they have full faith in themselves that they're going to do it, I think that they just need to believe that it's going to happen and show up ready. And if the time comes, hey, you were ready.
Yeah.
If you didn't put your all into it and the time comes, aren't you going to be pretty pissed off and pretty upset with yourself? Not the situation, but with yourself. Right. And that's the way, for me, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just, I just want to know in my heart that I gave everything, and maybe that's why I do it.
Yeah. Well, a lot of us have had more time on our hands. It's been time for introspection, reflection. Have you had more time to really think about your whole career as a bodybuilder, why you do this, what your goals are? Are you starting to process things in a different way, put things in different perspective since the Olympia? Especially in yeah.
Yeah, you know I did, didn't you?
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. Obviously, this past year was not what I wanted. It was a real kick in the nuts, if I might be frank. Yeah, I've had a lot of time to reflect on it. Like I said, I did go to the Philippines. I have been training. I trained right after the Olympia all the way up to the Philippines, and then I went there, thought about it all, was up and down everything. Got back, and I was hungrier than ever to start training. But I started thinking, I'm like, is my mindset shifting a little bit? And I was thinking, if it is, how and why? Well, I started thinking, okay, when I first got into this sport, why did I get into this sport? Okay. Well, I come from a wrestling background. I was a collegiate wrestler for a short period of time. And to be honest with you, I was a much better wrestler, and starting doing other martial arts, thinking maybe UFC cage fighting was going to be my direction. So much, much better at that than I ever had a prayer in bodybuilding. And during that time, I was like, man, maybe I don't want to get punched in my face and be all brain damaged whenever I'm 40, 50 years old. So I thought, let me just give this bodybuilding thing a shot. But I knew it was one or the other. I was still going to school. I still got my business degree, whatever. That's great. But I knew I had to compete and be focused at something. Fighting or bodybuilding. And I decided, hey, okay. This fighting and this wrestling has made me very made me puff up my chest and be very like tough guy all the time. And I thought to myself, I don't want to be that way. I'd rather make friends, not enemies. And I'd rather be in a sport with all this camaraderie and people pushing each other and supporting one another. So I thought, let me try this bodybuilding thing out. And so that's why I started bodybuilding. And ever since then, I was like, look, I'm still a competitor, but I want the best for other people. I want to inspire other people. I'm doing it more selfless than I am selfish, even though there's selfish goals and reasons also why I'm doing it. I also want to be someone that could give back, because before I had this like warrior mentality of, I want to crush who's ever in front of me. I want to rip their head off. I'm going to crush them, man. And that competitive spirit in me, I felt like I still needed that, but I actually like got away from it because I started thinking to myself, okay, more camaraderie, and be humble champion, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I realized that a lot of that, not that there isn't a lot of camaraderie. I have a lot of good friends in the sport, and I made so many great friends, lifelong friends in the sport, and I love it, and it's great. But there's some people that it's all smoke and mirrors, right? And so I start thinking to myself, I'm like, what the heck? This is not what I thought. I thought maybe I could get in here and maybe gain a mentor or two in my personal life, my business life, my future, all this. And then I realized, wait a second, this is 100% competition. So once I realized that, I'm like, my competition doesn't want the best for me.
No.
They want to rip my head off and they want to tear me down in every way they possibly can. So I thought, oh shit, man, I got soft. What happened, man? You were this warrior mentality that nobody's gonna stand in your way and you're gonna outdo everyone, and then all of a sudden you start getting soft on me. What happened, man? And so I start reflecting on that. I'm like, all right, time to put the blinders on, time to put the head down and just work. And I don't need to talk. I don't need to say I'm better than this guy or that guy, or I'm coming to do this or that. Look, I'm coming to be my best. And of course I'm coming to win, but I don't, like I told you before, I said I almost didn't even do this interview because I like to do the interviews and stuff. I like to keep bodybuilding interesting and exciting, but I don't want people to think I'm out here talking anymore. I'm just ready to get in the gym and bust my ass and be my best. And so I have this fire lit underneath me that's like, man, I've never felt this way before because of all that's happened. I went from, like I said, being this warrior, I'm going to crush everybody, to getting into bodybuilding and becoming a little soft because I was listening to this guy, listening to that guy, believing in all this, and it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And then I just keep taking punches to the chin, and I'm like, man, like, why am I thinking one thing and it's not, everybody else is treating me differently than what I thought. And I'm thinking, okay, that's it, I've had enough. And I literally, man, and the thing is, I've been thinking about it lately. I'm like, look, if people would have just played nice, they probably would have had me. But they didn't. And now they have no control, and that's a dangerous thing for my competition. And look, I was talking to my fiance yesterday about it when you asked about the interview, and I was just telling her like how I've been feeling lately, and I still want the best for these guys. As much as I'm here to just, I look, when it comes to competition, I have zero concern how they feel. Zero. When it comes to competing, I could care less. I hope they feel like I felt last year after losing that title. It sucks, man. It's not a good feeling, and I'm not going to have that again. But as far as in people's personal life and their families and stuff, I wish them nothing but the best. Matter of fact, I can still train with these guys and have a good time. But as soon as someone wants to say that, they could win or keep winning or whatever, it's all right. It's time to go to work, and I'm here to take some heads off.
Yeah. It's funny when you say you got soft. I think it's, you had a certain amount of confidence, and people were threatened by that, especially some of the guys who've been around a lot longer. They really took offense to it. Like, how dare you? How dare you think you're that good? How dare you think you could beat me? How dare you think you could win the Olympia? I'm not talking about anyone specific. It was a few guys. And I think you let that get to you, like, oh, geez, maybe I don't want to piss these guys off. They're really mad, and they've been a pro for 60 years, and they're going to be really mad at me. So you backed down and you backed off, and, you probably took your confidence down a couple notches, I'm guessing. And then I could see it in your eyes now. You're like, you know what? F them. You know what? F them. All they want to do is win, just like I want to win. It's not a team sport. Everybody's in it for themselves. When you're up on that stage, there's no friends. There's no ties. It's first place is this much money. Second place is this much money, on down the line. And that's how it has to be. And if you can't, if you don't have that confidence, if you let these guys get to you, then they win. Because it is
100%.
it is a mental game. You know, you're all genetic freaks. You all train very hard, so it really does come down to who's stronger in the brain.
Absolutely. I mean, you probably know as well as anybody. Anytime someone had a problem that was, look, I idolize these guys, right? Like, I mean, I think it would be stupid for me to say, oh, I never idolize them. Bull. They're the reason that I'm actually, they inspired me to be where I'm at today. So when I got there, I'm thinking, okay, this is a fraternity of men who can support one another, help each other, mentor each other. Maybe they can learn from me, I can learn from them, and we can work together to build something great for ourselves or even with each other or whatever. And yeah, it just isn't that way, man. And I mean, there still is different people that are that way. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of my competitors that I am really truly good friends with. But then there's ones like you said who got offended that I believed in myself, that I was working hard and brought something that was competitive to the stage. And that's when I would just throw my hands up and say, oh, hey, whoa, 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 like, didn't mean it to be that way. I didn't mean to offend you. I meant to, I'm just trying to create some hype for this bodybuilding competition, and I'm just trying to be the best I can be. And I've said, and I would say it to these guys, I've said nothing but good things about you on and off record. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I guess I'm here to say it today that I could honestly care less about them and their competition career.
Well, they don't care about you in your competition career.
Nope. Nope.
They
And
don't.
like I told you, the best thing is once I realized how it feels to lose,
Yeah.
it's a shitty feeling, and I don't want to ever feel that again.
Yeah. You know, I know you don't, you want to just do the work and be quiet, keep your head down, just show up and let the physique do the talking. But I
Yep.
encourage you not to do that 100% because, God, this sport can be so boring, Derek. So boring.
Well, that's man, and that's 100% the reason why I did it. It was because I'm like, look, everybody was screaming when I was an amateur, oh, bodybuilding's dying, bodybuilding's boring, and I'm thinking, no, it's not. It doesn't have to be. All
Yeah.
we have to do is just be on the same page and put ourselves out there and believe in ourselves. And it's weird because still, as much as I told you, I'm like, I have zero concern about my competition as far as how they feel. It's still not 100% true in the sense that the up and comers, I'm still wanting these amateur NPC men and women. I want them to believe in themselves,
Mm.
especially the ones that have never competed before. It's like, if you've never competed, how do you know? And if you've never, kept competing and kept pushing the envelope, how do you know how great you could be? When you're talking about bad genetics and this and that, or, oh, I have this reason why I couldn't be as good as this guy. Well, stop it, man. Like, I want you to stop with the excuses. I want you to believe in yourself, and I want you to come challenge me. That's
Mm.
the thing. Now, when it comes to the guys that are challenging me today, all right, I could care less. You know what I mean?
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, it's way too early to start hyping up the Olympia anyway. And I don't know if
Yeah.
the Olympias, I don't know if it's going to happen at the scheduled time or maybe it'll get pushed back a month or 6 weeks or who knows. We don't know. Um,
I think it'll still happen at the same time. I really do. I really do. And I think it'll be based on if we go back to work in May.
yeah. I mean, that's it. I mean, I think within a month we're going to know
Yeah.
exactly how the chips are going to fall. That's
Yeah.
going to tell really the next couple weeks in the USA anyway. That's going to let us determine how soon we can get back to normal, based on whether the numbers and cases and all that
Yeah.
stuff go down. But
And I really hope, like we were talking about earlier, that people watching this that were planning on competing either in the NPC or IFBB Pro League, it's like I really hope that even if somebody took a week or two off, like or just wasn't 100% on schedule the last couple weeks, I hope they watch this and kick it back into gear and start believing themselves, and then have a projected date and just go for it, because there's just no reason, man. Like I said earlier, 1 week, 2 weeks off, as long as you're not going crazy off schedule. I mean, you can get right back on it and be better than ever, probably. So,
you know,
uh,
to try to point out the positives in this situation, I've said a few times in different videos now that for this whole quarantine, say we all end up going 8 weeks without a gym or something. Let's
mhm.
say that it ends up being 8 weeks, which is it's terrible, but that's very realistic. People are going to get back to the gym. They're going to train so much harder. They're going to appreciate,
Oh yeah,
oh my God, a lat pull down. Oh my God, a hammer strength machine. Oh my God, a dumbbell that's more than 70 pounds. People are going to come back to the gym. Everyone's going to be
yeah,
fired up. We're going to have to stay away from each
yeah,
other and spray everything down, but I'm going to be fired up. I'll be in
Oh
that
yeah.
gym for 4 hours a day, every
Oh
day.
yeah. And you know how fast your body will respond like that, man. I'm telling you, man. And it,
Totally.
and it's not, oh, this guy's got good genetics, this guy's got bad genetics. It's like, no, it's whoever's going to come back and be on it 100% consistent for the next few weeks. That's the guy that's going to be the champion, you know?
Right. And one more thing to encourage everyone watching this, because
Yeah.
everyone's like, wah, I can't do there's no leg press. Wah, there's no this or that. If your body has been used to doing leg presses and hack squats and
Yep.
hammer incline, all these things that you don't have right now, but you were doing those for years and years, taking 6 or 8 weeks off of that, you're going to come back to the gym and it's going to be brand new. Every muscle fiber in your body is going to be screaming. You're going to be sore in every body part for like 2 weeks, and you're going to blow up. You're going to put
Yep.
on any muscle you guys lost. You'll get that right back in 4 to 6 weeks, and then you're going to put on new muscle you never had. Just because,
Absolutely. And
and
I'm shaking my
your
head just
elbows probably
constantly.
feel better now. Your shoulders probably feel
Yep.
better now, guys. Your back. This is a good thing, guys. I know it seems like it just sucks and it's miserable. It's really a good thing. And in a couple of years from now, you look back and go, that quarantine was actually, I
Let's have
hated.
another quarantine.
Yeah, it sucked, but it actually came out to my advantage in many ways.
No, that's actually exactly what I was saying earlier was the setup that I have right now as this garage gym is more free weights. So I'm going back to my original roots of just banging some weights. And then, when the gyms open up, then I'll have more machines and I'll be able to, go back to a little bit of mixture. But, I kind of got away from the free weights for a little bit or as much as I'm doing now. And telling you what, while I'm doing it, it doesn't feel good, but afterwards, I'm definitely glad I do it.
Yeah. I mean, what
So,
what are the what things at your gym? I don't know what gym you go to. What's the one or two things machine wise you miss the most?
oh boy, let me think here. Definitely some of like the pressing hammer strength equipment, or um, there is. I really like that Cybex leg press. Even though I was just talking up the leg press that we have, I mean, there's some really good hack squats and leg presses that I'm missing out on, or some just different like rowing movements or something like that I'm missing for back or pressing for chest. But
Yeah.
to be honest, I mean, if you got some free weights, you can make it happen. So
Yeah.
not worried
Okay,
about it.
and that's another thing. This is a true test to the bodybuilders out there. How well do you really know how to train? How good is your mind muscle connection? Because a true bodybuilder you
Right.
give him dumbbells up to 70 or 80 pounds or whatever, a chin up bar, and very minimal equipment, and he can still get a great workout, or she.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a bad thing, guys. Relax. It's going to be over in a few weeks. Well,
Like you
Derek,
said, people are gonna miss it after it's over.
I don't think I'll miss it, but hey, at least you guys got to watch that Tiger King show. You wouldn't have time for that normally.
Oh my God.
Have you
Tell me
watched
what
it?
you think about that real quick. Just real quick.
Uh, I thought it was going to be even the way people are talking about it. I thought it was going to be even crazier. It was still pretty crazy.
Dude, I don't know how much crazier it could be. Every time I thought, wow, that was a crazy show. Then the next 10 minutes was something even more wild. I'm like, oh my God.
So this is going to post on Friday. We're recording this on a Thursday. Just to give you guys a little heads up, tonight on Netflix, which will be Friday night when you watch this at midnight, new episode Tiger King.
No way.
Yep, honestly.
For real?
Unless this is a big hoax, but I've been seeing it posted all over the place.
That was a wild show.
Yeah, I wanted to find Carol Baskin's the bones of her husband somewhere. That's
Dude,
what.
here's what's scary. Real quick, one thing.
Yeah.
You know that she's from Tampa, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like that whole I've been to her place there.
Really? Big Cat
Yeah,
Rescue.
when Universal Nutrition Animal,
Yeah. Yeah.
Animal Pack,
Yeah.
when they came down 2018, 2018 we did the Universal road trip.
Yeah.
We went to that like Big Cat Rescue, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
I
Was it
didn't
cool?
even know it either.
It looked pretty crappy on the show. Was it better in real life?
No, it's nice. It's a nice place. Yeah.
Because you know who Blessing is? Blessing Awadibu.
Oh yeah.
Blessing did a video a couple weeks ago. He went up to Doc Antle's place. Is he in Florida or is he in Georgia? I think he's in
That's the
Georgia.
one that's I thought it was in the Carolinas.
Oh, maybe it is. Oh, Myrtle Beach, right? Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, he did videos with some of the animals. He rode an elephant in the water and got thrown. And he's a
Oh,
nut.
that's cool. I didn't see that. That's a
Yeah.
good. Yeah, that's
That'll
good.
be go. You should ask Animal if you guys can go there next time.
I don't know. We'll see.
Doc's got a lot of cool animals. He's a wacko, but
Yeah.
Actually, he's the only one that seems sane out of all the people.
No comment.
Yeah, I mean, like an evil genius, but he doesn't seem
Yeah.
crazy. Whereas some of these other
I
people,
mean, he
Carol
must
seems
be
nuts.
he must be smart in some ways. I mean, he's making good money, and I don't know, I guess, or it seems to be at least. I don't know.
Yeah, he's like a Charles Manson. But anyway, all right, uh, Derek, I appreciate you taking the time. I know,
Yeah,
you're trying to keep quiet and just do the work and let the physique do the talking. So I very much appreciate you
yeah.
doing this for us. Follow you on Instagram. Is it now Derek_Lunsford?
No, it's just Derek Lunsford underscore.
Derek Lunsford and then an underscore?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Did somebody else steal your name and you had to do that?
No, I just actually, believe it or not, shout out to Regan Grimes because he messaged me right after I changed it to from Mr. USA 2017 to something else, my name, and he goes, "Hey, bro, I think you should make it your first name, last name underscore." And I was like, why didn't I do that in the beginning? He goes, "I just think it would be better for you." And I was like, "Okay." So
Well, it's a lot easier to, if you put in Derek Lunsford in the past, I don't think Mr. USA always came up
no,
on Instagram. Instagram,
and
if you know what you're looking for, it's hard to find people sometimes.
and when I put, I think it was like Lunsford Derek or something like that. It also was hard. So putting my first name first was a lot easier.
Well,
That's a quick
I
tip.
follow your whole extended family on Instagram.
Oh, they follow you probably more than they follow me.
That's a cool bunch of people. You guys are a great family. I love you
Yeah,
guys.
we think the same of you for sure. Like I said,
Uh,
I'm doing this interview because you asked me to, and you've always been great to me, and I do appreciate all that you do.
and
So
I agreed to wear the shirt. No,
that's right. That was
I
the
didn't
only
ask.
reason. No.
I got two of these. One, you gave me the gray one that's got the
Yep.
212 Olympia on the back. That's pretty cool.
Yep. That
Yeah,
was last year's.
I got
So
about
I
a
got to come
thousand.
out with another one.
Cool, man. All right. Well, stay safe. Keep banging away in that garage. You're looking great, man. You're making great progress, and
Thank you.
I'm glad your girl is with you because
Me too.
quarantine life sucks, but at least you're not doing this alone.
That's right. That's right. Thank you very much, Ron.
Cool,
Good talking
guys.
to you.
Thanks everybody for watching Ronline Pro with this man on Instagram, Derek Lunsford _. You'll be seeing him on stage months and months from now. So for now, just enjoy the interview, guys. Thanks for watching. See you later.